we hit these milestones just 4 months after the first cases were reported in Wuhan. And we're seeing this, I don't even know if we can call it a second wave or a continuation of the first wave, really take hold across the US. So which states, which cities are you watching?
Well, you set them out. It's Florida, it's Texas, it's California, and to a lesser degree, Arizona. All 4 Sunbelt states have been reporting spikes in their new infections and their new cases on an almost daily basis. Today, Sunday in the United States, some of their numbers didn't go up quite as fast or as high as they did earlier, which is probably a reflection of weekend reporting from hospitals and medical centers to the state health department. But even so, where you have states like New York, where there was an epicenter a couple of months ago, their new cases only rose by 0.2%. Florida is up 6%. Texas is up again. These are the places we're looking at. These are the places the health officials are paying rapt attention to right now.
We keep hearing, Steve, from top officials in the Trump administration that there won't be another shutdown. What are governors saying, given that it's up to them if they want to pause or continue with the reopening?
Well, some of the governors, Ron DeSantis in Florida and Greg Abbott in Texas, have already taken the first steps. 2 days ago, seeing a rapid rise of infections in the Houston area and around the state of Texas, Abbott closed the bars, said you can't drink anymore. You can't even go into the bars. DeSantis, a Republican in Florida, didn't go quite that far. He decided to prohibit on-site, on-premises drinking, which basically has the same effect. But these governors are taking small steps, much less severe than the lockdowns that went in place in late March and early April.
Steve, we've heard repeatedly from President Trump and Republican governors that they're pointing to the fact that the fatality rate, the death rate for viruses is lower compared to a few weeks ago. What else are we hearing from the White House in response to what's become a new, I guess, wave of this crisis?
Well, what's very interesting is that if you recall, for most of March and well into April, the president showed up with his coronavirus task force almost every day at the White House for a briefing that went on for, in some cases, 2 hours. On Friday, the coronavirus task force had their first public briefing in more than 2 months, and the president wasn't there. The message from the White House has been diminished slightly, I think. The vice president is now carrying the water on the coronavirus response. And the White House isn't saying very much. The president, when he does appear in public, is talking more about getting the country back to work, getting the jobs recreated, helping people who are out of work. But they're not really talking about any steps to mitigate the rising number of cases, the rising number of infections around the country right now.